A race law is defined as any act of parliament that makes your skin color or your race as a person legally relevant. Or to phrase it differently, any law whose application depends on racial classification. That's how we define a race law. Now, some of the race laws like Triple BEE, for example, and employment equity are very easy to identify because they make explicit references to race: black, Indian, colored, white. So it's very easy to see those laws. But others are more difficult to identify because they don't make explicit or direct references to race. They make coded or implicit references. So they use terms like previously disadvantaged, for instance. But we all know in South Africa who is classified under that bracket. So there are some people who will raise concerns and say, but how can the Lotteries Act be a race law? And we're saying, but it has that phrase in it, which means even if it doesn't say it explicitly, its application will depend on racial classification. So I think it's very important to map that out, to tell people that a law doesn't need to make explicit reference to race in order to be a race law. It's a very important point to make.
Because in some of those, as you say, coded laws, really the fact that I may have been a one-legged poor white guy before the end of apartheid, I'm not previously disadvantaged. Really what they want to say is black, but they won't say it. The coded language actually doesn't really say what it means.
Exactly. Most importantly, it doesn't negate the fact that it's a race law. But what the coded language tells us is that legislators in this country, I would assume, don't want to make those direct references to race. So they would rather use that coded language, perhaps I would assume, to try and confuse people